Friends, welcome back to Brick by Brick. I'm your host, Adam Ward. Are you the type of person that occasionally has a hard time making a decision? What are we gonna eat for lunch? What color hat are we gonna wear? What's a new nickname we're gonna make up for ourselves? And also some unimportant decisions. And these decisions can be super stressful. Sometimes they can feel darn near impossible. So I've created a device to help make those decisions for you. This spin wheel, Decision Master 3000, patent pending. This decision maker will help you in every single decision in your life, huge ones, small ones, irrelevant ones. Like say, for example, you were wondering, what's the best cookie in the world? All you gotta do, spin the wheel and see for yourself. The best cookie in the world is chocolate chip, obviously. See, I already knew that because I loaded them and I put chocolate chip in every single one. But even for tough decisions where you don't put all of the same things in the wheel, the decision maker will help you make those decisions in your life. Let's get it going, Freddy! Our spin wheel decision maker has a lot going on, and we're gonna start at the heart of the build, the mechanism where all the movement comes together. So we're gonna begin with a Technic axle that is 12 long. And sometimes it can be hard to count how long an axle is, so it's great just have a plate with you so you can kind of just measure the Technic. So 12 from one side to the other. And this is gonna be the axle that we actually connect the wheel onto. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put on one of these Technic washers, and slide it on. And this is gonna be the front. And then behind that Technic washer, we're gonna grab two Technic bricks with holes. So a black one and a white one. Slide those on just like this. After the Technic bricks with holes, we're gonna grab another one of these washers. And this washer is twice as long as these short washers. So you can call that a double washer or a full washer and a half washer, but we are using the big one. Slide the gray one on. Now that we've got that washer on, we're ready for our first gear. This is our small gear. It is an 8-tooth gear. And this we're gonna slide on. They can be tricky to figure out how to slide on sometimes. Just like that. After that gear, one more Technic washer. We'll keep the gray color scheme going. And then after that, we're gonna grab two more 1x2 Technic bricks. So let's do white on the inside and black on the outside. And now to make sure our bricks don't fall off or our mechanism doesn't fall apart, we're gonna grab a Technic washer. And this one is the small guy. Slide it right on the end. You can give it a little spin. Now we're gonna bring in some plates. We've got these 2x2 plates that we're gonna put on top of our 1x2 Technic bricks. And you might be saying, Adam, that thing's not centered. It's way lopsided. We got way more going on over here than over here. Well, my friends, that is intentional. Because on this side, we don't need much space. But here, this is where our entire wheel is going to attach. So we need a lot of axle left. Our first part of our mechanism is complete. Now we're ready for our next Technic axle. And this is also a 12. You can bust out your Lego plate again just to make sure. Now this one, we're gonna put even more on. Let's put this one to the side for now. What we're gonna start with is our 1x4 Technic axle connector. This is gonna help build the crank that we use to turn our wheel. I'm gonna slide that on just like that. And then we're gonna grab one more Technic axle. And this one is a 1x5. And our 1x5 is gonna slide right in the bottom like that. And we wanna push it a little extra in because we're gonna lock that baby on with another Technic washer. And then here, since this is what we're gonna be grabbing, we wanna make this nice and comfortable to grab. So we're gonna decorate it with some of these Technic washers. That way we're grabbing a cylinder instead of that plus sign. There, awesome. Now back to the main axle. We're going to put on another Technic washer, slide it all the way down. And I found that when sliding, if you make that shh sound, they really move a lot easier. Then we're gonna grab two more 1x2 Technic bricks and thread them on just like this. Then after we put those two on, we're gonna have a little bit of space. And after the space, we're going to slide in another Technic half washer. See, it doesn't wanna go on because I forgot to make the sound. Shoo. Let's see, and it goes on just like a piece of cake. Piece of cake is like a weird saying, because cake is hard to make. Ooh, this would be a good dessert decision maker. You could decide whether you're gonna have ice cream or cake or an ice cream cake or cookies. Now I'm just thinking about cookies. They get me every time. After that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a cookie. Now it's a 24 tooth gear. So if you were to count every single one of these flanges all the way around, you would have 24. They're also really easy to recognize because they have 4 holes in the middle for pins and 1 hole in the center for axles. And that 1 hole in the center, that's the one we're going for. So right through the middle, we're gonna put this gear. That gear is on. Now we want to hold that gear in place with another Technic washers. We got so many washers. This is gonna be a pretty clean build. Hit me. Oh, keep on forgetting we don't have a drummer. Now that that piece is on, we're gonna grab 2 more Technic 1x2 bricks with holes. White on the in, black on the out. And we are going to finish this off with a final little Technic washer. And now what we can do is we can grab our piece from before and our piece from now, and we can place them on top of each other. You can see that our alignment was a teeny bit off, so we're just gonna go ahead and adjust it, pull on the Technic bricks a little bit, and snap them into place. And you can see that this gear is a little bit off from this gear. So what we're gonna do is slide this piece forward all the way, slide this gear forward, and slide that pin. Give it a crank, be in good shape. Now, if you have the washers pressed right up against your bricks, what you're actually gonna do is you're gonna slow down your movement because you're gonna be creating more friction. When it comes to gears, when it comes to movement, you want as little friction as possible. So if you wanna leave just like a fingernail, like a sheet of paper distance between your washers and your bricks, it'll keep the movement nice and fluid. Some other things you might be noticing is on this build, we've got a big gear on top and a small gear on the bottom. That is done intentionally. Now you can do this build with other gears, with any size gears, but as the gear sizes change, the space that you'll have to have in between them will also change. Plus, when we put a big gear on the thing that we're spinning and connect that to a small gear on the item, in this case the wheel, that we want to move, we actually get to create a lot of motion from a small amount of movement. So if we do turn this 1 time, this gear down here will actually turn around about 3 times. And if you want to have a really fine amount of movement, you would put the small gear up top and the big gear on the bottom. That way it would take a lot of turns to crank the wheel just 1 time around. That does it for the mechanism. Now we're gonna solidify it so we can lock it in place and make our mechanism nice and strong. We're gonna start with a pair of 2x4s. I'm gonna put our whole mechanism on top of them. And we're going right in the center. Then on top of the 2x4s, we're gonna put a 1x2 on each one. 1x2, 1x2. 1x2, 1x2. Then we're gonna follow that up with some plates. So we're gonna put 2 1x2 plates on top of each one of those pieces and snap each one of those in place. 1, 2, flip it around, 3, 4, and finally, so we're even with the top of the Technic pieces, some more 1x2 bricks. Excellent. On top of that, we'll put another set of 2x4 bricks. And now, with the 3 in the middle, because this entire gear mechanism is about 3 bricks wide, and we've got 2 over here and 2 over there, we need a bridge from one side to the other that's 7 long. 7 long, what a weird, annoying Lego number. Have no fear. 2x3 is here. So we partner a 2x3 with a 2x4, and then we grab another 2x3 and 2x4 and put the 4 on top of the 3 and the 3 on top of the 4, and now we basically have a 2x7. I'm gonna put this right on top. And as we get this piece into place, you might notice that your entire mechanism shifts a little bit. That's because we might have been a tiny bit shy or a tiny bit proud, but now we are exactly 3 bricks wide. As we go, we can always give our mechanism a little crank, make sure nothing is hitting each other, they're all getting along. Now we're gonna get into the wheel, because we're about to build a circle out of Lego. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lay out these pieces upside down, meaning the studs are facing down. And it might feel a little bit weird, but when I show you how to lock them all together, trust me, it'll make a ton of sense. So we'll start off with some 6x6s. And believe it or not, these squares help us make a circle. Then we've got some 2x6s. I'm gonna slide these right in between the openings. So now we've got a block of bricks that are 6 tall and 6 plus 6 plus 6, 18 plus 4, 22 long. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a 1x6 and another 1x6 and a 1x8. We're gonna flip these over, put the 1x8 in the middle and the 1x6s on the side. You might be saying, hey Adam, you're too short. Well, I am over 5'8", and that is the world average. So I'm average height. Oh, you meant here. Well, yes, we are short on each one, but that is intentional. This is the beginning of the curve that we are creating, the arc, if you will. We're gonna grab 3 more 1x6s, and these we're gonna slide right under the 1x plates we just put in. After our 1, 2, 3 1x6s, we grab another couple 1x8s, and we continue. So each level, as you see, we're coming one closer, one smaller. And now we're increasing the angle that we're reducing. So now we've got 2 openings. That's a 1x6 and a 1x6. And now we've just got one 1x6. So our curve started, we were just doing 1 stud at a time, and then we increased to 2 studs and then 3 studs. That is how you get a really cool arc or curve. In this case, that is how we make our circle. So this part of the circle is complete, but if we tried to move it or do anything with it, it would just fall apart. So this needs another level. So we're gonna add another level of Lego plate. And what we're gonna use is a lot of these big pieces, because these are great at connecting a lot of pieces at once. So this first one is gonna line up with the very edge of our circle. I'm gonna give it a little push. Now we're gonna grab a 2x12. We're gonna put this right in the center of all of these pieces. And this is gonna lock together quite a few different pieces all at once. All right, the next pieces we're gonna add are a pair of 1x6s. They go right next to our 6x6 and right under our 2x12. Next up, we've got some 4x4s and some 1x4s. Now our 1x4s are gonna go right up under our 2x12 again. And then our 4x4s are gonna come right under those pieces. Boom, like that, and like that. And now, practically the entire arc is connected. Next up, we can grab some 2x4s, and we're gonna put these right on top, right above, I should say, not on top, but above our 2x12. And they're hanging over, but that's totally cool. What you're gonna see is on the top of this, we're gonna break this plane a whole lot. We're gonna have bricks that go over, because in between this part of the circle and the other part of the circle is the center band. And that's how we're gonna connect these to that. Take a 1x8, put it right there. I'm gonna grab some 2x8s, 4 2x8s. I'm gonna put one right here on the outside of our 4x4, going up 1 brick. And now we're gonna do the same thing again. Skip 1 brick and put another 2x8. And what we did on the left side, we now do on the right side. So make sure our little guys are in the right spot. It is 2x8 time, my friend. Snap that one in and bring this one in. Now, what we're gonna use next are some rounded 2x2s. Now these are very important that you use rounded pieces, because these pieces are gonna go right here and right here. And in the center of our circle is going to be a smaller circle. And if we use square pieces here, the squares, the corner of the squares are gonna bump up against our circle, and we're not gonna be able to connect all the pieces. Almost finished with this part. Grab some 2x4s, and we'll lock those in. And those are even with our 2x8s from before, and we are leaving a little space down here. Now you'll see on the bottom side of the circle, we are leaving a couple spaces. That's because bricks there wouldn't really make it any stronger. And if we don't need to use a brick, let's save our bricks and plates for other builds. Last couple pieces, we're going to bring in 1x6s, and our 1x6s, we line up right with our 2x8s. And friends, that is all for this part of the circle. Now, if we flip it over, we'll see our arc still has that really nice curve, and no pieces on the bottom level should be jutting out. So we've got a nice big section of our circle done. And guess what? The other part of our circle is done the exact same way. So what we can do is repeat all the steps we just did to make 2 sections. Once we have 2 sections, it looks like this. And if we push them together, we'll see that we nearly have a complete circle. All we're missing is this section in the middle, and that's what we're gonna create right now. So the nice thing about this opening is it really shows us where the plates need to go. So the most important plate is the 6x6 rounded, and this is gonna go right in the middle. But right now it's moving around. We wanna kind of get it a little bit locked into place. So we'll put a 1x4 on top and a 1x4 on the bottom. And now you'll see how this curve is meeting the curve of our 2x2 rounded plates we used before. Can you see that if they were squares, we wouldn't even be able to get that circle in there? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill in this gap with a 2x6 up top, boop, and match it with the 2x6 on the bottom. Now you'll see that I'm building symmetrically. So anything I'm doing on the top, I'm doing the same to the bottom. That's gonna do two things. It's gonna make sure our circle is really strong, and it's gonna make sure that any side or any section of the circle basically weighs the same. So when we're spinning it, when it's deciding to come to an end, we're not just gonna keep on getting the same response over and over and over again. So we put 1x4s up there, and now some 1x4s down here. So now that whole area is filled in, it's time to put some larger plates on top to hold it all together. What we're gonna use for those are these 6x6s. These pieces are great. We're gonna use 4 of them. So to kick us off, we're gonna use one right up at the top, and you'll see that I put it 1 brick length further out. And that is to complete the curve of our circle. We did it to the top, let's do it to the bottom. Give it a nice push, and 2 more. So 1 right next to it, lock that in, and 1 right down here, just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a 4x4 circle, and this is going to go right on top of our 6x6, right in the middle. And then we have got these openings on the side. So we're going to fill those in with 1x4 plates. 1 right there, and 1 right there. And now we've got a Lego circle. The overall length is 6 times 4, 24 plus 4 is 28. So it's 28 from here to here, and since it's a circle, it's 28 from here to here. Since the center of this circle is gonna have a Technic axle going through it, and it's gonna need to hold the entire spin wheel together, I wanna make it a little bit stronger. So I'm gonna grab 1, 2, 3, 4 2x2s, and I'm gonna snap them right around the center of our circle. The front-facing pretty part of the wheel is done. Now it's time for the down and dirty, nitty-gritty Technic part that connects to the back of the wheel. So I'm gonna slide this aside for now. We're gonna grab 1 more 6x6 plate. Right in the center of the 6x6 plate, we're gonna put a rounded 2x2 brick. Now these are fantastic pieces, not just because they're rounded, and round is super cool and totally in this season, but because it has a Technic opening right in the center. Because these other pieces, they just have circles. So if we were to put it on a Technic axle, they would just sit there. They might spin a little bit, but it wouldn't be very effective. But since these have that plus sign right in the middle, they grab that Technic axle and they spin wonderfully. So this goes right on top. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab 1x2 Technic bricks. 4 of them. Oh, sorry bud, you're not invited to this one. And we're gonna put them on the top, on each side, and 1 on the bottom. Then what we're gonna do is we're going to use these Technic half pins. These pieces are awesome, and they can be used in so many different ways, and we're gonna use a very cool part of this piece in an interesting way in this build. So we're gonna slide them long ways into the Technic hole, and then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take advantage of the opening on the inside, but not quite yet. Because first, we've gotta have some 1x1 Technic bricks at this party. And these ones, we're going to put kind of diagonally positioned inside of our 1x2s. And we wanna make sure that the openings are facing outward. We don't wanna have our bricks like this, because then we can't have access to the opening. Then we grab 4 more of these Technic half pins. These ones go in the same way as they did on the 1x2s, looking very coordinated. Now, for a super wild Lego piece that I never had when I was little, but I just kind of discovered in creating this build. They're 12 Lego studs long, plus they have these little connectors. And these pieces, they create the awesome sound, they create the actual friction that slows our wheels down, and they create the sectors of where we put our different options. And these just slide into the opening inside the Technic half pins, just like that. Now that piece is complete. We can attach that to the back of our circle. So it's kind of hard to line it up perfectly like that. So why don't we flip our circle over, flip this over, and line up our two circles. The 6x6 goes right on the 6x6 below it. Just take the palm of your hand, give it a little push. And now you can see that these flanges, fingers, they look like pool noodles. They're like minifig pool noodles. These pool noodle pieces are poking out beyond the circle at every tip. So one thing you might notice is that the 1x1s, they could wiggle, they could move around. And we want all of our sections to be about the same distance. So we're gonna lock those pieces down. And here's how we're gonna do it. Now, the ones that are at the north, south, east, and west, those ones don't move too much. But if we grab another Technic 1x2 and slide them down, and just click it in, kind of anywhere you want, that's gonna cut down on how much they wiggle. Pop it in. And now these ones, since these ones don't exactly line up with pieces, we've got a little bit of a different system to connect those. We've got some rounded 2x2s, and we also have some 1x1 cones. And what we're gonna do is we've got 8 of these and 4 of these. So each 2x2 gets a pair of cones, and you want these across from each other, not next to each other. You want these almost like diagonally connected. And then what you do is you find a nice diagonal and you just snap those pieces in. About the same distance as those, doesn't need to be identical. And that way, as our wheel is spinning, we know that we have about 1/8 of a section. It almost looks like pizza slices. Now we'll flip it over, and if we did it right, we'll see our Lego minifig pool noodles sticking out on each side. And now we can actually put this on our mechanism from before and give it a spin. Let's do it. Let's see, this is the moment of truth, my friends. Oh, there it goes. We are so close to being able to make some decisions. Are you excited? I'm excited. Now we are gonna connect this to a base. But we don't even have a base yet. So it is time to build that base. Because you don't wanna just like walk around and hold this in your hand. I mean, you could do that. It is pretty cool. Or you could put like a spiral on top and hypnotize people. Send me cookies. Send me cookies. Do you have to talk that way to hypnotize somebody, or can you just be like, send me cookies, send me cookies? It's weird that there's like a hypnotize-y voice. Oh, it's time to build a base. As soon as you're done sending me cookies. So this wheel is so much fun to play with, so much fun to just hold on to. I'm actually starting to think it looks more and more like pizza, but I'm gonna put it aside before I take a bite out of it. And we're gonna work on the base. Now the base for your decision maker pinwheel, it's gotta be pretty big. It's gotta be pretty sturdy because you don't wanna start cranking it and have it fall over or break into a million pieces, then you'll never be able to make a decision. So for the base, I like to use a 16x16 plate. It's a nice big plate. It's a great footprint for our build. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect our mechanism, but not right here because there's not enough space. So we've got to build up, just using various bricks, enough height to raise our mechanism so our wheel can freely spin. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Remember earlier when we made our gear mechanism? It's 7 deep. So you could make your whole base 7 deep, but then you keep on having to deal with odd numbered bricks and 2x3s, and you probably have more 2x4s and 2x2s than you have 2x3s. It would be pretty odd if you didn't. That's a math joke right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build our base just to be 6 deep. And that means part of our mechanism will hang over, but that's okay. So I'm gonna leave an opening of 2 in the back, and I'm just gonna build the beginnings of this base. And you can put bricks all the way through the middle if you want, but you don't have to. You can leave it open. As long as you cover it or go from front to back a handful of times throughout the build, it'll be nice and strong, and definitely strong enough to support your mechanism, to support the wheel, and to support the weight of all of those enormous decisions that lie within. Stuff just got real. And now I'm just going on top of that previous level, and I'm just shifting over 2 studs. So all of my seams are in different places. I like keeping my 2x4s and 2x2s and 2x3s in stacks like this because I very rarely just grab one. I almost always need a lot of them. If you put a little bit of pressure down and rock it away, it's a lot easier than putting each individual piece on. And it's easier on your fingers because just pushing like that, when you build a really big build or you build a lot of one thing, it can really hurt your fingers. Let's go up 6 levels. And 6 levels is a good place to pause. And now we're gonna come in a little bit because we don't need to have it be 6 wide all the way up. We can kind of like pyramid it or stair step it in a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these pieces to brace ourselves a little bit. And then we're gonna grab 1x2s to finish off the width. And then just put some 2x4s on the inside. Some 1x2s there. Got some 2x2s for these openings here. Let's go up one more. So let's do one more right on top of this and then we'll come in one more. All right, so one more level right here. Just 3 2x4s in the front, 3 2x4s in the back. Some 2x2s on the side. So I've got a bunch of plates in here and I'm just gonna go right over our previous bricks with some plates. Got some white plates left over from making our circle. We're gonna put these right on top. Okay, now surely at this height, we should have enough to accommodate the entire wheel. And I'm going up a tiny bit more because maybe you wanna get super funky with it and decorate the front of your prize wheel with some colors. But my friends, I think at this height, we should be in very, very good shape. Right in the center, as you can see. And now we will attach our wheel. We've cleared the bottom, which is exactly what we want to do. Let's put our hand on top and give it a spin. Oh yeah. You may have noticed as I was spinning the wheel, I had to keep my hand on top because I didn't want this whole piece to tumble off. But we can use bricks instead of our hands. So we're gonna build up the sides a little bit. We don't wanna cover up this because it looks so cool. But we're gonna build up in the front and in the back to lock these pieces down, and then we'll go up even further to attach our finger to help us make decisions. So what we need are some 2x2s. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the front, 4 on this side. And then remember we put in plates earlier, so we gotta use plates again. 2 2x2 plates for each side. And now we'll grab another 2x2 and lock that down. And now for the back, we're going to use some 1x2s. So here's a stack of 3 already. Let's go up one more level. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the back side. And now we need some plates again. So 2x2 plate pair, boom, and another 2x2 plate pair. I'm just gonna go right on top. And now what we're gonna use is these cool 2x2 curved pieces. And we'll attach our new little tower to the pieces we just added. We'll do the same to the back. So now our mechanism is reinforced. Now we just wanna even this out so we can add the last little bit of our tower. So we've got these 2x2 curved pieces. I'll go right on top of those. And 2 more 2x2s. 1 on the left side and 1 on the right side. And now, a good old trusty 2x4s. Just like that. And then, so we did 3 2x4s, 1, 2, 3. And now we're gonna have some 2x6s to go right on top. And then we'll just alternate. 2x4s facing this way, 2x6s facing this way. Let's go up one more level. So that's 1, 2, 3 2x4s. And now we're gonna put a 2x6 right in the middle. Now it's time to create the little finger that's gonna hit these pool noodles to give us a cool sound and help us make our decision. So we start with a 2x4 plate. Then on the 2x4 plate, I'm gonna put a jumper plate and another jumper plate. And you want the studs to be right in the center. Then we've got these little plates with a little claw on the top. And that little claw is the same size as a minifig hand. So anything you can put in a minifig's hand, you can also put in these. We're gonna attach these right on top of the jumper plates. What's cool about the jumper plates is they allow us to put these pieces in the exact center of this piece. Normally, if we were going to put these on a 2x4, we'd have to choose the left side or the right side. But we don't have to choose because we already know decisions are hard for us to make, which is why we made this decision maker. We can put these right in the middle. And then we've got an antenna. And we're going to put the antenna right in there like that. I'm going to bring back our entire tower. So when it comes to attaching the finger, it's kind of up to you how clacky you want your decision maker spin wheel to be. Okay, so that's pretty good. Getting a nice amount of clack. And then if you want to push it even one further in, oh, that's clacktastic. Maybe a little bit too much, but it's totally up to you. Do you want your spin wheel to be super spinny or super clacky? There's no wrong answer. And then once you found the desired clackiness, what you can do is you can add a 2x2 brick behind, and then either some plates or some tiles to hold it in place. That'll make it nice and strong. So now our entire mechanism, everything that moves is complete, is ready to go. But a decision maker with no different sections, how do we even make a decision? So we need to add the pieces of this pizza that we can choose from. So we'll pull the wheel off and I'll show you how to make different sections. So we're gonna start off with a really bright color. We've already got lime green on our pool noodles, so we are going to use lime green for our first section. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to basically take a line right from our pool noodle and build a single file line all the way down to the center. And this is how to make 8 different sections. You wanna make 4, you can do 4. You wanna make it a 50-50 board, just like flipping a coin, you can do that. I would say going with a number that's divisible by 4 is really good. Also, they don't all have to be even. If there's something that you know you really, really want, you could make that like 75% of, you can make it like a Miss Pac-Man. That could be like 75% of your pie, and you could have the thing that you don't want to do right here. And then what we do once we have our vertical line is we go just to the side. So on the top and on the bottom, we'll go out 3, and then on the sides, we'll just go out 2. And then we look at our other pool noodle, and we basically just follow this diagonal. And what's cool about having our lines line up with our pool noodles is that our pool noodles will hit our finger to stop it from spinning, and the finger will end up somewhere in between. It'll be very hard to get a tie. So that is 1/8 of the pie. And we're just gonna do that all the way around. So we've got our yellow, we've got our lime green, our black, our pink, our translucent blue, our silvery futuristic gray color, our purple, and our orange/carrot. Now we know where all the colors go, so it's just a matter of taking these one by ones and filling in every single one, which is a big job. So if only...
Oh, well, hello.
If only I had some help.
Oh, it's me, hi.
Hey, it's Sonia.
I love colors.
Welcome, are you here to help with color?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
definitely.
amazing. Also, we're working on a decision maker. So I don't know if you have any problem making decisions or if there's a big decision that you've been thinking about.
I've definitely been debating what animal I should be getting. I really want a puppy,
Ooh.
but I'm also thinking I want to do something a little cooler than that.
Cooler than a puppy.
I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of puppies in LA.
Like a shark?
Well, I don't know. We gotta.
turtle?
This is what's
We
gonna
could
tell me.
figure out what animal you're gonna get
Exactly.
with the, okay, we're gonna fill in the color.
All right.
And then each color will represent an animal. Do you wanna start with orange to match your awesome
Dress.
dress?
Let's do it. We're getting pixel by pixel right here.
We really are. Well, it's called brick by brick, so this is. I mean, this is more of like a plate by plate, but, you know.
Who titled your show? Did you choose this title, Brick by
I
Brick?
did. I believe it came from my brain. Who titled your show?
Me. No, my grandma.
Your grandma did it?
She called me SoSonia. My grandma and my mom, they would always say, "Oh, that's SoSonia." But it mostly revolved around like careless, irresponsible, messy things, rather than. Well, now it's kind of just turned into my art. There you go.
You kind of like repurposed it.
Yeah.
Like,
now
owned it.
it's no longer a scolding. Like, oh, that's SoSonia.
And I was like, yes, that is so
SoSonia. And I'm like, thank you.
Oh my gosh, deciding what animal to get on a decision
gosh, I
maker?
can't wait.
That is so Sonia. All right, Sonia, we're almost done with the wheel. I know you got a boogie.
I gotta
so
head
let's just
out.
keep
I'm
this
sorry.
one white for now.
Perfect.
We've got animals to decide.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna get out some paper.
My life is changing from this point.
1,
That's just
2,
the animal I'm
3,
gonna get.
4. You get to write 4. I'll write 4.
And then you roll it up to little scrolls.
I'm gonna put them inside of these little paper holders. Are you ready to
I'm
decide?
ready.
I'll hold it in place. Let her rip. Okay, orange.
first one
The
we
color
started
that,
with.
that you
Look
brought
at this.
in with you
Is
legally binding
a lion cub.
a lion cub. So Sonia, you will soon be the parent
you
of
see,
a lion
I wrote
cub.
this one, so I think it's a little unrealistic. May I go for another?
We'll go for one more.
Can I go for like a more household pet?
Yeah, I wrote very householdy pets
All right,
in
let's
there.
do that. Not lion cub.
Not a lion cub, but
A chicken.
a chicken.
Would you like to do
Yeah,
one?
let's see.
This is just fun. I like spinning it. I just want to know what we wrote.
I got a pelican.
A pelican?
pelican.
That's cool. Okay, a chicken and a pelican.
Chicken and a pelican.
There we go. We're gonna have parties together.
Yeah, they'll just bird it up.
There we go.
Friends, thank you so much. I can't wait to get my pelican.
And my chicken. Important.
So much fun making the Spin Wheel Decision Maker. If you want to see even more brick by brick, click on the box below. And Sonia, where can they watch your amazing show?
Oh, same thing right here.
Oh, right there.
Somewhere. I don't know, but I'm really excited.
Well,
There you go.
make decisions, get weird animals, have a chicken and a pelican be friends, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.